Today we got a story time of a kid who thinks CHOO CHOO CHARLES is actually real and out to get him. So sit back, relax, subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing. And with that all being said, let's just jump right into it. So this all happens in what seems like a normal day. The subscriber is at school. He's chilling, having a pretty good time with the boys, right? Subscriber is in 5th grade, so, on the younger side, but, 5th grade was a pretty good time. I definitely enjoyed 5th grade. Life was just good back then. And anyways, this kid comes up to the subscriber when he's hanging out with his friends and is just running towards him with a look of fear, panic, and shock. So obviously, right, if someone's coming towards you, running at you with this look of like being super scared, being super freaked out, obviously you're going to be like, whoa, okay, something's up. I should probably be paying attention. So the subscriber looks at the kid, is like, dude, like, what's up? And the kid's like, he's real. Guys. And everyone's like, okay, what's going on right now? And the kid's like, dude, CHOO CHOO Charles, he's real, guys. So obviously the subscriber's like, dude, what are you even talking about right now? And he's like, dude, you know that game, CHOO CHOO Charles, the big train that's after you and tries, he's real. And obviously the subscriber's like, okay, what are you even talking about right now, bro? Like, for real, what are you even talking about right now? And the kid's like, dude, I can prove it. So the subscriber is, intrigued by the definition of I can prove it, but also is pretty aware that this fictional character from a video game is probably not real. I mean, probably meaning 100% not real. But this kid was actually freaking out about it, right? So the subscriber's like, bro, like, what are you even talking about right now? Like, that literally makes no sense. The kid's like, dude, I was going around the train tracks in our neighborhood, and he was there. He's real, and he's after me. And obviously the subscriber's like, okay, I don't think that's necessarily true, and the kid's like, no, it is. Like, trust me. And the subscriber's like, okay, well, I don't think I can just trust you on this. And he turns to one of his friends like, dude, it's obviously not real. And the kid's like, bro, I will bet you any amount of money or anything that CHOO CHOO Charles is real, and I can prove he's real without a shadow of the doubt. Which, if someone says I can prove said ridiculous thing without even a question, and they're willing to bet on it, probably not a terrible bet to take, if you know what I mean. If someone is basically saying, hey man, I can prove that the sun is made of cheese, right? And I will bet you any amount of money that I can prove it basically unequivocally, then I don't know about you, but I would definitely take that bet because it seems like you have a pretty good chance of being right. So anyways, the subscriber's friends kind of look at each other like, anything you say? So the subscriber's friend pipes up and says, hey, okay, you do our homework for a week. And if you're right, we'll do your homework for a month. And the kid's like, okay, yeah, cool. Now I'm going to show you that, get ready to do my homework, man, Shamshin. And the subscriber's friends were like, yeah, okay. Okay, so the subscriber didn't necessarily stop his friends from doing this, but at the same time, he felt a little bit guilty. Like, he was like, oh, come on now. We're kind of taking advantage of this kid. This kid obviously has no idea what he's saying. Like, obviously, CHOO CHOO Charles is not real. But, so sure enough, the subscriber's friend is like, yeah, okay, well, bet. You want to make this official? He goes in and he does, the handshake. So, and he turns to the subscriber. He's like, dude, you see this bet, right? You can verify it. And the subscriber's like, yes, I can see the bet. Subscriber feels a little bad because obviously this kid, how else do I say it? CHOO CHOO Charles is not real. But, anyways, they make the bet. And so the subscriber's friend's like, all right, well, when are you going to prove it? And so the kid says, hey, come with me after school. We'll go to the abandoned train tracks and I'll show you proof. So the subscriber's going to go along as well because it's like, what else is he going to do that afternoon? And so sure enough, school ends and they all meet up after school. So yeah, they're all walking to the abandoned train tracks, and it like the subscriber admits, okay, like he knows this is a little bit goofy, but a little part of him was a little bit concerned. Like a part of him was like, what if it's actually true? Well, okay, a part of him wasn't thinking, oh, is Choo Choo Charles actually real? A part of him is thinking, well, what if there's something else going on that's actually dangerous that this kid just misconstrued it as being this video game character? Because in all fairness, that is actually a legitimate concern, that this kid did see something, and this kid did see something that was actually dangerous, but just misconstrued it as a video game character. And so anyways, they're walking towards the abandoned train tracks. And they're just standing there. And they're kind of like waiting on the tracks. And the subscriber kind of turns to the kid, is like, okay, well, can you at least tell me what happened during that day that you think Choo Choo Charles is real? And the kid's like, oh, yeah, of course. So I was just in the abandoned train tracks, and I was just chilling here. And I was like, oh, what a nice day it is today. Oh, my goodness. And then I turned around. And she was just like, wow, I'm Choo Choo Charles. And the subscriber's just like, dude, what? He's like, dude, like, why did you make a bet with us that he's real? Like, that was the fakest story I've ever heard. It's not as if the subscriber thought that it was some kind of real story from the start, but just the story that he was told by this kid just was even more fake. Like, it was even worse. Like, it wasn't even slightly plausible. So at this point, right, the kid's like, oh, okay, fine. I didn't actually see Choo Choo Charles. You got me. And they're all like, okay, well, the subscriber is like, okay, guys, let's go. And the kid's like, no, like, are you sure you want to concede? And this kid's like, yeah, I didn't see anyone, okay? I'm sorry, guys. And the subscriber's friend is just like, well, we made a bet. And the subscriber turns to his friend. He's like, dude, like, come on. Like, we don't need to make the bet, like. And that's when they heard the train whistle. Remember, these are abandoned train tracks. So they all pause. They all freeze for a second. They all freeze in their steps, right? And the subscriber turns to his friend and is like, aren't these tracks abandoned? And they look at the train tracks. And the tracks are all messed up. Like, they're not kept up to date. Like, there's crap all over them and they're all messed up or whatever. And the subscriber just turns to his friend and is like, wait, but we just heard a train whistle. You know that kind of like the train horn, like just to make sure no one's on the tracks? And the subscriber turns to his friends with the widest eyes possible. Everyone there just goes white. And they all sprint out of there. So they're just running, right? They are running. They're sprinting out of there. They're not even trying to decipher what just happened. So they all get to the edge of the forest, back into the neighborhood, and they're all panting, and they're all freaking out, and the subscriber just, like, sits down on the pavement, and he's just looking at his friend, he's just like, dude, like, what just happened? And they're all like, I don't know, like, why would we hear a train whistle? It's like, those tracks were abandoned. They haven't been used in, like, 30 years. And the kid's like, the kid is looking at the subscriber's friend, and the subscriber's friend's like, no, that's not definitive proof. Like, no. And the subscriber kind of pipes up. He's like, guys, that didn't prove anything. But maybe you should let the bet go unless, and he turns to his friend, unless you want to go back there and see for yourself. And his friend, who is pretty still sure that there's no such thing as this fictional video game character, doesn't have the courage to go back. And he's like, fine, okay, whatever, dude. The bet is off. Fine, you win. But that was probably one of the weirdest days of the subscriber's life. This all happened very recently because the noise was never really explained. Okay, so the subscriber never saw some big creepy monster whatever coming out in the shape of a train, but still to this day, they've gone back and they've thought about it, and the subscriber has gone back to the tracks and confirmed that they are completely abandoned. There are also not really clearly any tracks around, and they could have misheard, maybe. Also, maybe the kid was like playing that noise in a sound box. Maybe someone was trolling them. There's a million things that could have been. And look, guys, I'm not going to bet that it was actually Choo Choo Charles who made that noise because he is a video game character. He is not real. However, the subscriber still says that that's probably one of the scariest moments of his life. And yeah, guess what? The kid didn't have to do the other kid's homework for a month just because the kid was too scared to go back and actually see if Choo Choo Charles was there, which is, Pretty funny if you do ask me. Anyways, if you want to support the channel, click on one of the videos on screen right now, or if you're listening on Spotify, listen to another story. And with that all being said, peace.